Here with head coach Fred McNair. Coach, got Mississippi Valley this week. Just start us off with an opening statement about how the bye week went and then leading into Valley.
I tell you what, we had a great bye week. I think what we did during the course of the bye week was corrected ourselves, corrected the Brave football fundamentals and techniques and stuff. So I think the coaching staff right on point with the things that we needed to do to make sure that we, as Alcorn Brave football team, was at our best in terms of fundamentals and things that we need to do with our team, defense, offense, and special teams. You know, got a tough week this week. Going to Itta Bena, going to play Mississippi Valley. You know, Coach Vincent Danzy does a great job of that program ever since he got there. Been doing an outstanding job for what he got. But he's going to do a great job. He's going to have those guys ready to play in terms of what they do. You know, offense, defense, special team. Those guys will come out of the locker room to fight a 60-minute battle. And that's what we try to do this week to get our team to understand it's going to be a 60-minute ball game. We just got to fight to the end. We got to be prepared. We got to make sure that we're doing all the right things through the week, just a little things, and making sure that we're doing our job individually and collectively as a team. I think we'll be okay.
Coach, talk about the trip in itself. You know, it's a place that a lot like Lorman, it lulls you to sleep. You know, you get caught up in it's not an easy way in. You get there and you are in for, like you said, you're in for a battle for 60 minutes. Just talk about the trip itself and how it can be kind of intimidating in a way that you never expect.
You know, the biggest thing is, you know, just trying to find the hotel to give full service and you know, those kind of things that kind of distracts you a little bit. But as a coach, my job is to make sure that it's not a distraction. Keep these guys focused on the task at hand, and that's winning a football game. So, you know, traveling up 82 and turning right there and you just pop up there in Mississippi Valley. You know, some of these guys have never been to the Delta. You know, those guys have been there, they know how it is and know what it's going to take to win this ball game. We got to take focus, being focused, and coming out and compete for 60 minutes. So, you know, it's a tough ride. It's a tough road trip, always a tough road trip going to Valley. But we just got to make sure that this team is focused and ready to play come Saturday.
Coach, do you see any of the ghosts of the past when you go up there? Guys like, you know, Jerry Rice and Satellite Totten and Gunslinger. You know, did you be able to say, hey, guys, this is a place where these Hall of Famers and a coach that kind of revolutionized the game a little bit in offensively, just kind of say, hey, look, this is where they started, so they do have talent up here.
You know, the biggest thing is, you know, just going back to Itta Bena and playing at Valley. You know, some of the guys know the history of Mississippi Valley back in '84 when they was beating people 77-0, 84-0, Willie Totten and Jerry Rice and Joe Thomas. Those kind of guys that have played 2 tons of fun, the front line. So, you know, some of the guys know the history of Mississippi Valley and know that it's always been a very competitive school. So I think that, you know, knowing that and the guys talking to some of the young guys that had never been to the Delta up at Valley, you know, just getting them to understand, you know, it's going to be a tough place to play come Saturday.
Coach, you had a bye week to get some guys healthy and also, you know, do something off the field for Tyler and his family. Just talk about what you all were able to do and how the Alcorn family came together to help that young man.
You know, it was big, and I think Tyler, he embraces us, you know, just like he never had before. You know, he kind of stood by and stayed around here at school, you know, up until it was time to go to the service. Came back on Sunday after the service, and we practiced Sunday night. But, you know, he's been a great young man, and my hat's off to him. He's taken everything and just fulfilling the way, you know, he have been throughout this whole course of the week and the bye week, you know. So he's been very great, and I think the team is something that he really needs to be around, and he understands what this team means to him as well. So how close these guys are knitted together and the things they did in the course of the bye week, just to be able to hang around him and just keep him distracted, keep his mind off of things. But, you know, he's been great. Had a great week of practice. Just looking forward to going back to the Delta and playing on his own turf up there.
Coach, you talk about some of the players and things like that. Just what has it meant to the players to be able to galvanize around this young man and become tighter as a family?
You know, and that's the biggest thing. This team is very tight, and you know, when one is down, you know, this team picks them up. You know, and just grab a hold and just say, it's going to be all right. You know, but you know, this team is great when you come down to something like that, and how they just gel together and be there for one another. I've never seen this team that's really out anywhere, either in the Walmart or something of that nature, or the store, without 4 or 5 guys together. So that's how close this team is, and the coaching staff does a great job of making sure that these guys doing the right thing in terms of how a person is and all the kind of things. So these guys understand, and sensitivity is a big word I use today during the course of the close of practice, because I want these guys to know that it is something sensitive to that aspect of where when you lose someone, how it can really affect your life.
Coach, when you look at the bye week and being able to get some guys healthy, just talk about, guys like Claude and some of the other guys that really were able to get themselves together, and you're talking about you're going to lean on during this back half of this stretch that's coming up here.
And that was big. I think Charles asked me during the radio show on Monday night, is there a perfect time for a bye week? There's always a perfect time for a bye week, especially when you got people hurt. And I think this timing was just right for us. After Pine Bluff game, we had a bye week. Claude is coming back this week. Cole is coming back this week. Even Dabney, he's back this week too as well. And those guys that have been missing, the missing pieces of the puzzle, is coming back now. So the bye week felt pretty good for us, and we got those guys coming back off their injuries, and hopefully, we'll put this thing together in this 7-game stretch run.
Coach, we talked about it earlier with Aaron Allen just running the offense, doing what you need him to do. But when you look back on the game against Pine Bluff, Coach, he completed a pass to 10 different receivers. That young man really was dialed in. It's not so much the yards as it is he has the weapons around him when you need it.
And that's the biggest thing. People really don't understand how a quarterback works. He got to play that design, got concepts to run as term of the receiver. He got to do a job to find an open guy. That's on him. Read the coverage, find the open guy, and complete the balls. You talking about completing the ball to 10 different receivers. That's something you talk about when you talk about spreading the wealth. He does that very well, and that means that he have primary targets during the course of a concept of a route, but he always find open guys. So it don't really mean that first guy is going to get it. That means he's going through his reads and finding the right guy that's open.
Coach, we were talking about it with TV, and I told him, in the Ratton offense, the 2 minutes or less is a nitro boost. Coach, the boosts were absolutely there. You're scoring at rapid pace. Is that what you are looking for? Obviously, everybody likes to score fast, but is that what you're kind of looking for, or would you rather control the ball a little bit more?
It's more of a thing that where if it takes us to drive 75 yards to score, we're able to do that. We understand we done been 99 before. We can do those kind of things, whether it's pass or run. But we ground and pound, and everybody know the personnel we in. So we're gonna do what we got to do to score points. If you're running, we're gonna do it. If you're throwing, we're gonna do it too. So it's just a matter of what the team. We just gonna take what the team gives us from that aspect.
Coach, the Trident offense with Leatherwood, Duffy, and Howard. How has that been able to integrate into the offense to allow Aaron to settle down behind center with this being his first season?
The biggest thing is when you're at the quarterback and you got that triple face back there behind you, and any guy can come in and run the ball for you and be effective running it. Kind of put you at peace, because you're gonna come up 3rd down and 1. You're gonna come up 2nd down and 4. Those situations like that are very, very easy to get in, and with those guys running the football and just that, people gotta know how these guys practice. These guys come out and practice hard each and every day. They run the ball in the game like they practice. So people talk about practice make perfect. No, perfect practice make perfect. So those guys, they really intriguing when they at practice.
We switch over to the defensive side of the ball. Your defensive coordinator was Cedric Thomas, and the adjustments after halftime of the last 2 games between Pine Bluff and McNeese. Just talk about what you've been able to accomplish and what he's been able to do in getting those guys to understand, okay, we're about to make some adjustments, and then going out and actually doing it.
To me, that's a sign of a good defensive coordinator. When they're able to come in at halftime, make those adjustments, to come out in the second half, to play even better than they did the first half. That's a sign of a defensive coordinator that got a great group of coaches around him and understand what they need to do in terms of going back out and play the second half. So he's been doing a great job of making adjustments on the fly, even during the course of the game, But halftime is a big time that we get a chance to go in and make those adjustments. So he does a real good job of getting the coaches to understand that we need to do this and mix it up a little bit. And the coach does a real good job of implementing it. So Coach Thomas done a great job since he's been there. He did a great job when he was here before. So we good to have him back here, calling the defense and everything. So with a great defensive staff as well.
Coach, we always do it. One word to describe Alcorn football this weekend.
High expectations. I'm going to use 2, 3 words. High expectations.
Coach,
So
I love
it. It's going to be right.
I love it, Coach. And it's off as we always do. Braves, together we rise.
Together we rise.
Thank you so much, Coach.